What celebrity names are often popping up in your feed lately? Kamala Harris and Sean Diddy Combs? Obviously, these two names dominating the conversation right now. On the one hand, Kamala Harris is launching her historic 2024 presidential campaign, while on the other, Sean Diddy Combs is embroiled in numerous legal battles. These are two very different stories, but what happens when the names of these public figures get intertwined? The fusion of these two narratives, though unintentional, has led to wild fabrications that have the potential to shift the public's perspective. So, what's really going on? Let's dive into the complexities of Diddy and Kamala Harris, and why these two names together are causing a stir. Let's begin with knowing who is Kamala Harris. It took less than an hour after Joe Biden's decision to step aside for Democrats to begin rallying around Kamala Harris as their 2024 presidential nominee. Aspiring to be the first woman president of the United States, Harris has re-energized liberal voters, amassing a staggering $671 million in campaign donations over just 2 months, nearly triple that of her Republican rival, Donald Trump. But Kamala's journey to the top has been anything but simple. Her career began as a district attorney in Alameda County and later as San Francisco's top prosecutor from 2004 to 2011. She then made history as the first woman and the first black person elected as California's Attorney General. Harris used her successful record in California to springboard into the national spotlight, winning a Senate seat in 2016. Her Senate tenure became famous for her prosecutorial style, especially during high-profile hearings. In 2020, Kamala Harris aimed for the highest office herself, launching a presidential bid. However, her campaign struggled to find clear footing and fizzled out quickly. Many questioned her ability to convey a cohesive policy agenda. Still, Joe Biden resurrected her national prominence by choosing her as his vice presidential running mate. This decision brought Harris back into the fold and ultimately landed her in the White House as the first female vice president. Harris's record as vice president includes breaking the most tie-breaking votes in Senate history and helping pass significant legislation like the Inflation Reduction Act and COVID-era stimulus packages. She also took charge of immigration-related issues, despite facing criticism for not making quicker progress. Most notably, she became a strong advocate for reproductive rights after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022, positioning herself as a key figure in the fight to restore those protections. Born in Oakland, California, to an Indian-born mother and Jamaican-born father, Kamala Harris has been shaped by her diverse heritage and upbringing. She speaks fondly of her mother's influence, describing her as a civil rights activist who instilled in her daughters the value of fighting against injustice. Harris's biracial identity, along with her time at Howard University, one of the nation's most prominent historically black colleges, shaped her worldview and political philosophy. Harris's personal life also reflects a deeply modern and inclusive ethos. Married to lawyer Doug Emhoff, she became Momala to his 2 children. Her blended family was a feature of her public persona during the 2024 Democratic National Convention, showcasing her ability to balance family with a demanding political career. As Kamala Harris gears up for what could be a defining election, her life story, ambition, and achievements position her as a formidable figure in American politics. But what happens when this historic figure gets entangled in rumors and controversies connected to Sean Diddy Combs? You might wonder, what's wrong with that? If you're unfamiliar with Sean Diddy Combs' issues, you'd probably ask. So let's quickly check. Who is Sean Diddy Combs, and what are the ongoing issues surrounding him? Sean Diddy Combs is a name synonymous with hip-hop, wealth, and controversy. A music mogul, producer, and entrepreneur, Diddy first made his mark in the early 1990s, launching Bad Boy Records and signing iconic artists like the Notorious B.I.G. His business acumen, combined with his talents in music production, turned him into one of the most successful figures in entertainment. Diddy expanded his empire beyond music into fashion, launching the highly successful Sean John clothing line. Over the years, he amassed multiple business ventures, including restaurants and a stake in Ciroc Vodka. In 2022, Diddy joined the ranks of hip-hop's billionaires, largely due to his diversified business empire. But as with any rise to success, Diddy's journey has not been without turbulence. From legal battles in the 1990s to his 2023 saga of allegations, Diddy's reputation has often walked a fine line between glamour and scandal. Just 2 months after receiving the Global Icon Award at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards, Diddy's world came crashing down when his ex-partner, Cassie, filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of abuse and sexual misconduct. Although the lawsuit was settled within 24 hours, it opened the floodgates to a slew of new allegations. Diddy now faces a host of civil suits accusing him of misconduct, and in March 2024, his homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. In September 2024, Diddy was arrested in connection with these charges, and his request for bail was denied 2 times, signaling just how severe the case had become. With over 120 allegations against him, including serious accusations of abuse, trafficking, and conspiracy, Diddy's legal woes have dominated headlines and placed his once unassailable empire in jeopardy. The sheer volume and severity of these allegations have made the case a national talking point, sparking a wave of media frenzy and public outrage. As the case gained momentum, the controversy surrounding Diddy intensified. Social media platforms and tabloids became hotbeds for speculation, with anyone remotely connected to Diddy, whether in his personal or professional life, being dragged into the scandal. Accusations flew at a dizzying pace, with figures from the entertainment industry to political circles being implicated in wild conspiracy theories, further fueling the media circus. And yes, even Kamala Harris got pulled into the mix. Social media has been rife with fabrications, including a viral video falsely implying that Kamala Harris and Diddy once dated. The video in question shows Harris at a formal event in 2001 with talk show host Montel Williams, but social media users have mistakenly identified the man as Diddy. This confusion sparked a wave of baseless speculations and conspiracy theories, with some users even suggesting that Harris had a personal relationship with the music mogul, fueling further misinformation about their supposed connection. The video shared on platforms like Facebook and X gained significant traction, with some posts garnering over 11,000 shares. The text accompanying the video misleadingly stated, "Kamala Harris's Diddy tweets and dating history resurface." Comments on the video falsely implicated Harris in a relationship with Diddy, with users making sarcastic remarks such as, "She enjoys his company so much, give her the cell next to his," in reference to Diddy's legal troubles involving federal charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. However, the claims made in the video and subsequent posts are entirely false. In reality, the man seen in the video walking with Harris was Montel Williams, not Diddy. The video was recorded at the 2001 Race to Erase Multiple Sclerosis benefit, where Harris accompanied Williams and his daughter, Ashley. Harris briefly dated Williams around that time, which the talk show host acknowledged in a 2019 tweet stating, "Kamala Harris and I briefly dated about 20 years ago when we were both single. So what?" There has never been any credible evidence that Harris and Diddy were romantically involved. Despite the clear evidence that the video does not show Diddy, the false narrative gained momentum. The mistake of confusing Montel Williams with Diddy might have seemed like an innocent mix-up, but it quickly escalated into a tool for political mudslinging. The resurfacing of the video became fodder for conspiracy theorists, who used it as a basis to launch unsubstantiated claims about Harris's personal life and political affiliations. Among that, Donald Trump and his supporters, particularly those within the Make America Great Again movement, were quick to seize on the opportunity to smear Harris by linking her to Diddy. Trump, who has been known to share false or misleading content, reposted a doctored image on his social media platform, Truth Social, that implied Harris had attended one of Diddy's notorious freak-off parties, wild gatherings rumored to involve drug use and sexual debauchery. The image showed Harris alongside Diddy, but it was, in fact, a doctored version of a photo from the same 2001 event in which she had posed with Montel Williams. Yet this didn't stop the Trump camp from using the doctored image to cast doubt on Harris's character. While there's no truth to the dating rumors, Diddy does have some political ties, particularly with the Democratic Party. In 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Diddy hosted an online town hall titled State of Emergency: The State of Black America and Coronavirus. Kamala Harris, then a U.S. Senator, was one of the key speakers at the event. Harris later thanked Diddy for hosting the important discussion about how the pandemic disproportionately affected Black communities. She tweeted, "Thank you, Diddy, for hosting this town hall last night. There's a lot at stake for our communities right now, and it's critical we bring to the forefront how coronavirus is perpetuating racial inequality and health disparities." Diddy has a long history of political activism, particularly concerning issues affecting Black Americans. His Vote or Die campaign in the early 2000s urged young people to vote, and he played a significant role in supporting Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. Obama even acknowledged Diddy's work, describing him as a positive force for mobilizing the community. Despite this, Diddy later voiced his disappointment in Obama's presidency, believing that the Black community did not receive enough in return for their overwhelming support. In 2016, he urged Black voters to withhold their votes until political leaders promised meaningful change. However, by 2017, Diddy was seen in photos spending time with Obama, suggesting that their relationship remained friendly despite the criticisms. Though his relationship with the Democratic Party is complex, there's no substantial evidence to suggest that his political ties to figures like Harris go beyond professional collaboration. The resurfacing of fabricated stories about Harris and Diddy appears to be a politically motivated attempt to discredit Harris as she embarks on her presidential campaign. Interestingly, while Diddy's political activism aligns predominantly with the Democratic Party, it is noteworthy that Donald Trump has also been a part of his social circle. Trump was a frequent guest at Diddy's extravagant parties, a detail confirmed by Adria Sherry English, a former go-go dancer who has made shocking revelations about her experiences at these events. In her claims, English recounted being surprised when Diddy disclosed the names of the high-profile guests attending his parties. The star-studded guest list included not only Donald Trump, but also iconic figures like Diana Ross and Rev. Al Sharpton. According to reports, English expressed earlier this year that Diddy coerced her into engaging in sexual activities with guests at his infamous freak-offs after her performance at one of his lavish gatherings in 2004. Connecting Kamala Harris to a party like this could easily be seen as a tactic to fabricate a misleading narrative about her character. With the current political climate and the high stakes of the 2024 election, it's important to contemplate whether these rumors are part of a larger smear campaign aimed at damaging her reputation. Political smear tactics are nothing new. In fact, they've been a staple of American politics for centuries. From the 1960s mudslinging to the 2004 Swift Boat Veterans for Truth campaign against John Kerry, misinformation has been used to distort public perception and undermine political figures. So, considering all these theories, is this a distraction? As the rumors and legal battles surrounding Sean Diddy Combs and Vice President Kamala Harris continue to unfold, some political commentators and analysts suggest that this scandal could serve as a deliberate distraction from more pressing societal issues. Dr. Umar Johnson, a well-known figure in Black political thought, has coined the term distraction narrative to describe such phenomena. He posits that Diddy may be serving as a scapegoat or fall guy for corrupt politicians aiming to distract the public from critical issues as the U.S. elections approach. He argues that this situation is a strategic maneuver aimed at diverting the attention of Black Americans from pressing political issues to sensationalized narratives. "You know why they gave Black people Puff Daddy during election season?" he rhetorically asks, suggesting that this tactic is not new and is designed to pacify and distract the community. Johnson believes the media's intense focus on Diddy perpetuates a narrative that seeks to demean prominent Black figures, reinforcing negative stereotypes while allowing politicians to operate without scrutiny. He stresses that, while it's important to discuss Diddy's legal troubles, the disproportionate media attention undermines meaningful discussions about the political landscape and the platforms of candidates like Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Sean Combs is a distraction, he asserts, cautioning that this redirection prevents the community from engaging with issues that directly impact them. According to Johnson and others who subscribe to this view, Controversies like the Harris-Diddy rumors are often orchestrated to divert public attention from systemic inequalities and substantive policy discussions that require urgent attention. The notion of the distraction narrative posits that political elites, media outlets, and even social media platforms may perpetuate sensational stories to keep the public engaged in trivial matters, rather than focusing on the systemic issues that affect millions. In this context, the swirling allegations against Diddy, ranging from sex trafficking to racketeering, have garnered significant media attention, which some argue serves to overshadow critical discussions about systemic inequality, racial injustice, and economic disparity in the United States. The media plays a crucial role in perpetuating the distraction narrative. Stories that gain traction often do so because they appeal to public curiosity and sensationalism. The Harris-Diddy rumors, fueled by misinformation and speculation on social media, exemplify how quickly narratives can spiral out of control, capturing public interest at the expense of more substantive issues. In the digital age, where information travels fast and narratives can be shaped rapidly, the potential for distraction increases exponentially. Furthermore, the allegation that this narrative serves as a distraction raises questions about media ethics and responsibility. Is the media complicit in this cycle of distraction? Are journalists more interested in sensational stories than in holding political figures accountable for their policies? As the Harris-Diddy rumor continues to dominate headlines, these questions become increasingly pertinent. But apart from all these revelations, where do we stand now? As the stories surrounding Diddy and Harris continue to unfold, one thing is clear: the rumors have stirred confusion and controversy, blending the worlds of politics and celebrity in an unpredictable way. With Diddy facing ongoing legal battles and Harris embarking on a high-stakes presidential campaign, the intersection of their narratives is likely to remain in the spotlight. But as the case goes on, we can expect more twists and turns that will keep us on the edge of our seats. So, subscribe and stay tuned with us for more updates.